Okay, we're making lasagna now. What you need to make lasagna is a baking pan. I like to use glass or ceramic whenever possible. Metal is also fine if that's what you have, a metal baking dish. Obviously we're not going to bake this, you just need a container to hold it in. It should be fairly high at the side, at least 1.5 inches. I'm going to make 3 layers of each the zucchini noodles, the tomato marinara, the cashew cheese, and the basil pesto, and tomato slices. And then I'm going to start again with zucchini noodles, and I'm going to do 3 layers of each one, 3 toppings. So it's going to get quite high. It's going to get to 1.5 to 2 inches. If you have a shallower pan, obviously you can just do 2 layers if you like, but I like the 3. So I'm going to start off, the first layer on the bottom is going to be zucchini noodles. So how we do that is we take our zucchinis. I'm averaging that it's going to take 3. I'm going to cut up 2 just in case, because these are quite large zucchinis and it's possible 2 of these might be enough. So take the tops off and then we're going to peel them. There, we're almost ready. And take a little bit more off just because we have a lot of green. This peeler takes really thin slices, which is nice and usually what we want, but I just want the noodles to look white. Okay. So now I'm going to start making the noodles using my vegetable peeler. So all I'm going to do is run the vegetable peeler along the zucchini. The first ones are going to be very thin, the first 2 or 3, but sometimes you can use them on the ends anyway. But then they're going to get thick. In fact, this zucchini might be so thick that it's going to go wider than my vegetable peeler, so I may have to take a little bit off the side. But I'm really fortunate to have nice wide big zucchinis, so it's going to make a beautiful pasta. If you can only get small zucchinis or irregularly shaped zucchinis, you can still do it. You can still make them. You just need to piece more together, and they'll hold together fine. This just makes it easier going to make it. Okay, I'm going to do 2 zucchinis all the way. I think I'm going to use all of the noodles. Not sure if it'll all completely get done. And when you get down to the bottom, again, they're going to get to be irregularly shaped. But I just keep going down as low as I can, because often there's pieces to fill in that you can use these smaller pieces for. Well, that's it. Unless there's like smaller pieces, just keep those to the side. And I'm going to toss that, but you could use it in, you know, in the pizza crust or in lots of other recipes. Chopped it up, marinated vegetables, chop up in salad. Okay, so most zucchinis I have are about the same length as this, and this one's going a little bit bigger. So just to make a perfect layer, I'm just going to layer them all in, and then I'm going to cut the edges just to make it perfect. There, you just want to overlap them on each, about halfway through each noodle, to have a little bit of thickness accumulating. Oh, this is like luxury, having these beautiful. Okay, and at the end, I'm going to put one of these smaller pieces in, just to kind of make it the same thickness as the rest of it. And same thing on this end. I'm going to put that too. And then this side's really okay. I'm just going to trim a little bit. I tend to be a little bit perfectionistic about this. That's not necessary. This side is, though. I also could have taken the zucchini noodles and gone this way and then just had a couple at the ends to do, and that would have been absolutely fine. But I have the luxury of having a lot of zucchini here, and they're a beautiful size and making great noodles for me. So then just take that off and you have one perfect bottom lasagna layer. Okay, next we're going to take some tomato marinara and we're going to spoon some for our next layer. Actually about 3 spoonfuls. 3 very heaping spoonfuls. You may want a little bit more. Spread this out. Okay. Now for the next 2 layers, because our basil pesto and cashew cheese is quite thick and it's going to be hard to spread on, I just kind of dot it all over. So I'll show you. And then they kind of mesh in together. Put these over. Take a spoonful of this and then just put little drops of it all over the place. And then in between the cashew drops we're going to put the basil pesto. So it's nice to have a bit of each in each bite. And it works quite well this way. A little bit more. Okay, I'm going to rinse off my spoon and get out the basil pesto and do the same thing with it. Oh, it started getting dark on the top. That happens sometimes with basil pesto. Okay. Next layer, I'm just going to rinse off my spoon. Next layer is the tomatoes. I'm going to set the pesto aside. And I have this small cutting board. I'm just going to use this to slice up the tomatoes. I picked 3 of the biggest tomatoes I could find. Nice big flat slices, but small will work just as well. You can use the ends, just kind of cut off the top, but I usually take the top off and leave it aside, and I'll put it in a salad or something and stir in a little bit. And then I'm just going to slice the tomato. Quite thin is fine. It's winter here and tomatoes are quite expensive and we have to import them, so I especially will make the slices thin. There, I'm going to take the bottom skin off. Now we're going to take these and we're going to make the next layer of tomatoes. Just want to cover the whole surface area with them. I have such big, beautiful tomatoes, it's pretty easy to do this. Overlapping a bit is totally fine. And this last one, I don't want as much of the skin on here. I'm going to just cut this a little bit and put this one in here and that one in there. And that's great. And now I'm going to start again with the zucchini layers.